Happy Halloween, folks. Welcome to a very special Halloween edition of SideKick Power Hour. We've been doing these every 2 weeks for our second season instead of weekly. So we had this great show last night that we did, but we wanted to do something special for our Patreon members over at the Crewniverse. We really appreciate all of you and all of the support that you show us by being a member, by being in our private Discord, by sharing our shows and our content with the world. It means so much, and we really appreciate it. And for folks watching at home, if you are not yet a member of the Crewniverse, you can head over to patreon.com/sidekickproductions to join. And of course, the Crewniverse was created by my co-host, the one and only Joshua R. Pangborn.
Hey, Nakia, some people will be watching this on Happy Halloween. So Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. I'm wearing my Michael Jackson Halloween shirt. This is a very rare, by the way, very rare shirt that I found online several years ago. And I only ever wear it for Halloween.
I've never heard of Michael Jackson, but he must be really exciting and scary. So that's really cool.
Look at that werewolf, though. He was so...
That's a great
For me, Thriller really terrified me as a kid. It's one of my favorite things about Halloween is to just watch the whole thing. We've got some things that we're going to be watching tonight. Hi, Chien.
And I'm wearing my Demon Doctor shirt for Halloween because I also wear it all the other times. But I mean, why not wear it for Halloween? So
that's right. And if you want to get your own Demon Doctor shirt, you can head over to sidekickproductions.org. We need a new banner for that.
We do. We just opened up that shop, and we need to have a banner for it.
We've got a lot. How many different shirts do you think we have?
We have probably at least 15 or 16 new shirts. Yeah. Plus, you can also get a Demon Doctor phone case. Now, this is not a Demon Doctor phone case. This is just my phone case. But you can get a phone. This is a phone, and if you don't know what a phone is, you can get a case for it. So
you can also get alcohol wipes to clean that screen.
Well, I've got a lot of and they.
All right. Well, enough fun backward and forward between us. We've got a big show. I'm really excited about this.
This is so exciting. You may not know this actually about me, but I love horror. And it's a mystery. I know most people it's a surprise when I say that to people. They're like, "What? You?" But I also love especially queer horror, and that is why I'm really excited about tonight. Because we have some really special guests in the world of queer horror, and that is a really wonderful opportunity to bring them in. We've talked about them before on the show, actually, haven't we?
We've talked about them a lot, actually. In fact, our first show back, we had our first segment from Stan the Mechanic, who did some Halloween recommendations, and that was on his must-see list of queer Halloween treats.
Not just queer Halloween, just Halloween treats. Not just
that's right. That's right. It was not his special queer edition. You're right. And lots of people talking about it. We're gonna play you the trailer first, and this is the official Red Band trailer. So for the kids at home, cover your eyes or maybe your ears.
Are you ready to have a blast?
You, me, we're going out on the town.
Where are you going tonight?
The Outhouse's Halloween party is their biggest of the season.
Oh, you didn't hear?
Just a heads up, but there is a guy that's going to meet us there at the bar.
What have you got?
You little slut.
Help!
The body count of gay men continues to rise in Providence.
4 dead bodies? You think people ain't gonna talk?
Whether you like it or not, it looks like we got a serial killer on our hands.
People at your bar are dead, and that could have been me.
We could be next. Any more questions, Detective?
Watch the teeth.
Do me a favor. Nail that death drop.
I've never done a split for an empty room.
I always finish my number.
To Sidekick Power Hour. I'm going to bring in Brandon Perra-Sanchez, Chris Dalpe, Micah Ahern, and Wayne Gonsalves.
That movie looked really good.
Totally.
I don't know anyone who's ever watched it from my personal life, but I mean, it's amazing. So I had a whole movie night a couple weeks ago watching it, so with a bunch of people. So it was an amazing film. Congratulations, guys.
Well, thank
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us on.
We're so glad to have you. So we were talking a little bit before the show. All of you are basically co-creators of this film. All of you starred in it. Most of you had some hand in directing and writing it. And so it sounds a lot like a Sidekick production already. Because that's basically exactly how Joshua runs things as well. Were you also working behind the scenes, doing, the crafty and the sound and all of those things?
Oh yeah.
What's more impressive is that we are all still friends after all of this.
That is the hardest. That's the hardest thing to get that balance of let's leave that at work and keep our friendship separate.
Our lives were definitely for like 5 years Death Drop Gorgeous every day, all day.
Well, that actually is a great segue into one of the things that we wanted to ask you about was, when did you come up with the idea for it, and how long did it take from that idea and the pre-production until the film was actually done and ready to show at a festival?
Brandon?
So Chris and I had I moved down to Providence, and Chris had moved down a few years later, and we were at his sister's house. It was like one of my close friends. We were just kind of talking about how a lot of the dating apps, the sex apps, are designed for serial killers. Gay men when they're horny will skip a lot of red flags to go get off. So we just kind of just saying, well, how's not a slasher movie based on this yet? And then just kind of started joking around about it. Then I had known Mike for a while at that time too, and I had mentioned this idea to him. He's like, let's make it into a movie. So we just started kind of like meeting up and started working on the screenplay, and then pulling in more and more elements into it to make it more than just like a paper thin slasher, kind of like bringing some commentary. So
yeah, I think we spent about a year on the script and like went through we had a bunch of like readers theater versions of it with like our friends that we would play all of the roles and kind of just see what people's vibe were. So it was really just like a theatrical play for like a short bit of time. And then I would say, Mike, I feel like you're much better with these numbers. Like I think we spent like a good year fundraising before we even actually began filming, which I think that was another 3 years.
Was
of
this
actual production
or Kickstarter?
Yeah, we did an Indiegogo, and then we also did like in-person events. So we did a lot of we incorporated a lot of the local drag queens. We did a lot of drag events. We did a best in show event, but with like pup play instead of actual dogs. And then later on down the line, we also did an interactive murder mystery, which was really fun. That was to fund a lot of post. But yeah, so it was mostly crowdsourcing and then all in-person fundraisers in Providence.
That's so cool.
And
That's
did you say
really,
filming
really
took 3 years?
it took a while, a lot of nights and weekends.
Yeah, I would say it probably almost took 2. I think between like writing the script, fundraising, and then going into it, it might have been like 3-ish years altogether, right?
Right. So it was 2 years filming, and then we had that post-production 3.
Oh wow!
So you started this before the pandemic began.
Oh yeah.
I was the young naive age of 25, and then I think by the time it finally got out, I was like 30. So it took like 5 years.
And you can notice throughout the film us aging rapidly, and so
I lose more and more hair as the movie goes on.
The creases in my forehead become
the
deeper
bags
and
under
deeper.
my eyes. I need to take some of Gloria's tips, I think.
See, I just thought that was like intentional for the film because of the thematic elements that happened towards the end. So
we're gonna say that. Yeah, that's how that was the intent.
That's how you spin it. So.
Yeah.
Wayne, tell us, for you, what was your favorite part of being in front of the camera?
Being in front
With
of
your
the
clothes
camera.
on.
When this isn't my only fan. There's just something that just being in front of the camera. I think it's just kind of getting into that character, getting into that scene, and just living in that moment is probably my favorite part of being in front of the camera. There's no experience like it.
Well, why don't we take a look at one of these scenes right now? This is the first scene that you sent us. Does it need any kind of setup?
Yeah, I'll give it a little setup. So, as we said, Dwayne is our main character, played by the lovely Wayne. And this scene is basically Dwayne has returned to Providence after a miserable breakup. He's from Providence. And in this scene, you'll see he's sort of unpacking, and he's living with his friend, Brian, who's played by Chris Dalpe. So it sort of starts there. It's sort of your biggest intro to Dwayne and Brian, and they're going to go out on the town. And
I still have those leggings. They're $5 from Walgreens.
Evil juice leggings.
Nice.
All right, here we go.
Whatever.
So, just a heads up, but there is a guy that's going to meet us there at the bar. What? Don't be weird about it. He's just some guy that I met off the counter.
So I'm the third wheel.
No, it's not like that at all. Listen, he's a grad student, super handsome, and did I mention a dog? Enchanté. Brian, the one and only.
Chris knows French.
Oh my God, in Spanish. Like your profile picture. Oh, this is my friend Dwayne. He just moved back here. But he just got out of a relationship, so he's a little vulnerable right now.
Hey, what's up?
So then I was in the production of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. I was Snoopy.
Snoopy had lines?
Yeah, Snoopy had lines. Not to mention the choreography. I was the Red Baron.
Whatever happened to Gloria Hole?
Oh, word.
Gloria Hole.
Gloria Troll.
Who ironically is dressed like the Red Baron.
Whiskey, gravity, and some basic song choices.
Is that a real shirt, or did you have that made for this?
We had it custom made by this artist named Pretty Snake.
Queen with the best
and I wanted to keep it for the longest.
Put your hands together for Janet.
Very cool.
Hoopla.
And this song was written by Bright Light, Bright Light. So the song that Janet's listening to is like a Rihanna mashup, and for legal reasons we couldn't afford the Rihanna tracks for some reason. So he went over and just watched the lip moving and made his own lyrics to it. And a drag queen named Kimmy Moore sang over it, or sang the lyrics through it.
Wow.
A reverse lip sync.
That's amazing.
And that club was called the Dark Lady, the local bar, or local drag queen club.
I love the light board.
Yep, and those lights that are missing were definitely destroyed by dancing drag queens.
There's no cohesion to them. They all have their own brain, like each like corner. So.
And that is Janet Fitness, who is no longer doing drag, which is a crime.
Some might say she's done acting completely. She was perfect, wasn't she? Hashtag got us. I haven't really felt this way since I first discovered Adina Menzel, you know?
Dude, I'm not feeling this.
What?
No offense, but I like dudes who act like dudes. Excuse the mouth. For the record, I'm not into blacks
A little
either.
Tammy Brown.
So you know what?
Drag.
I'm gonna go get a drink. You guys do your own thing.
Not blacks.
Chow? Who even says chow anymore?
I love that line.
Awful. Fuck that dude.
After you introduce yourself on Shantae.
How y'all doing tonight?
I also just love that Chris had
We
no
have a
idea
special
the
treat for you
references
tonight.
that were put in regards
Audrey
to musical
Harper.
theater. Like, Idina Menzel, You're a Good Man,
Slutty
Charlie
Shop
Brown. There's no
and a
no
fat
knowledge.
ass contest.
Well, I knew who
Something should end
Snoopy
right
was.
now.
Like,
Are you ready to have a blast?
Do you know who Idina Menzel is?
I had an ex who was into Gravity.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just kidding.
No, but I do get asked how much I know about musical theater a lot after this movie, and I was like, no, that's the character. That was like the one bit of acting I did.
It was where you stretched yourself, so.
Yeah, I was just like, Idina Menzel. I think we have another Wicked reference later.
Yeah, we do. And Les Mis.
Look how beautiful this dressing room is. You would never know it was the basement of the house Brandon's sitting in right now. If that wood paneling looks familiar, look at Tony's office.
Most drag queens will probably be like, wow, that's the nicest dressing room I've ever seen.
Oh, that's exactly what I've heard.
We actually
It doesn't really look like that.
Yeah, local queen said that to Wayne.
You were
It wasn't lived in
They
a
don't
house.
actually get dressing rooms, they get the bathrooms.
Bathroom,
for like 5
right, yeah.
minutes. We really wanted to showcase the eloquence of the gay community in these situations.
I feel like it's real. I mean, these could be straight from anybody's growler or grinder.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Yeah, it's very Faulkner-esque, you know?
Why even bother asking?
That's Ava Unit 1. The artist screaming as Naoki Vitalis. This kind of credits. But her name now is Ava Unit 1. She's great.
You ready?
Nice.
My dog just decided he no longer wanted to watch this. This is the house that I'm sitting in right now. We had to explain to folks on the West Coast what a bulkhead was, since this is a bulkhead.
You in here?
He needed to leave.
I always find plastic sheets welcoming.
I mean,
what could go wrong?
That seems inviting. So
nothing makes me want to drop trowel more.
They have a very small hand to get through that hole.
It's a large hole.
And a large dick.
That's in our garage.
That's still up right now. Available for service later.
Yeah, we had to pay for this movie one way.
Hey, why'd you stop?
That's our modified meat grinder.
Yep. When we first envisioned this film, we wanted to be the movie with a meat grinder.
You definitely are.
Watch the teeth. Dude, watch the fucking
No animals were harmed in the making of this. That is all vegan meat.
It is. It's tofu cups. And I think, vegan hot dogs and tofu and fake blood. Latex. Victoria Elizabeth Black from Dragula did this special effect.
Great job.
Yeah.
This was really painful to watch.
One of my favorites when the movie first released was people were recording, just showing people that scene, and just the amount of gays we had just streaming, it made everything worth it.
That's awesome. So one of the things that I do behind the scenes for SideKick Productions is I do most all of the audio mixing and the sound design. So were any of you responsible for that, or did you have that outsourced somewhere else?
So a little bit of everything. So me and my partner Ryan edited and Foleyed a good chunk of the movie, and then we passed it on to Roman from who did the Scream Queen documentary, and he really just finessed it. He added all the extra bang to it too. So folding is just such a pain in the ass. Like for instance, like when you make skin on skin contact, you make a punch. Like we just had like just a normal like punch sound effect in there. There's actually like 3 different layers of sound you have to add. So he went through and did all the professional stuff and just kind of brought it to like another level. So we he's fantastic. If you're looking for a good sound design, he's a good guy to go to, and he loves helping people out too. So he'd answer questions for you as well. But
That's really cool.
Yeah.
One of the things that we wanted to ask you was was that the movie itself, at the top of the show we talked about Stan the Mechanic recommending it, but it's widely recommended and very well received both critically, and you've been awarded several awards for the film, we believe, as well. I couldn't find exactly where to get all of that the info, but what was the reaction like from fans that you didn't know, like people that weren't critics, that just reached out to you out of nowhere, or tagged you on something? What was that like?
I'll jump in to start. I think when we first released it, it was kind of our baby. It was like a really local scene of drag queens. It was very kind of Providence oriented. So I think we were all really surprised when folks all across the world were starting to really identify with our tiny bar and our tiny town and like our characters. I think it was really rewarding to see a lot of folks be like, I know that bar and I know those people, even if they're from my town.
That's good. I was gonna say your character in particular, Chris. Like, I've had that friend in every city I've lived in. Like, I could invite like my friend Ethan on right now, and that would be the perfect example of your character from the movie.
And you're meaning your best friend that you value the most out of any friend.
Totally. The ones that I can say anything to and don't feel bad about it all.
Yeah, the humanity of Brian is really what I was going for.
Totally. Okay, so we've got another scene. I believe Josh has got us pulled up here. By the way, was that a real penis that went into the glory hole?
Sort of.
Kinda.
Well, we just wrapped a movie that we had full frontal nudity in, so I was just curious how that worked for you guys.
Were you convinced that it was a real dick?
I definitely was.
It's a mold of one of the cast members' actual dicks, but it's the dick that's in the scene is not actually real, but
right.
So that's like the real part of it.
Yeah.
We'll let you guess whose.
Let us know in the comments below who you think the dick belongs to. And maybe there'll be a prize for the winner.
We'll send you that penis.
They'll send you the address to the glory hole. All right, let's get into this next scene here.
We still own this theremin, don't we?
Yes.
A good friend of mine is a fantastic theremin player. I loved it when I saw this.
When we first wrote theremin in the script, I actually thought it was like a classical instrument. And then when I saw the box, I was like, I had no idea what a theremin was, clearly.
You can always find beauty in tragedy.
For all the years I put in here, this is what I'm rewarded with. So the salami sucking piece of shit, meatball fucking filled with shit
Fuck.
That's my intro poem.
Tuesday with Gloria Hole.
Whatever happened? Big numbers.
Glitz. The glamour.
I was waiting for the one on stage where the theremin to break into a Lady Gaga number.
That would have been her dream come true.
Yeah.
If only we could put a Lady Gaga number in.
Right?
Sort of. I used to work here before.
Is it Tito?
Dwayne.
Wayne?
Dwayne.
Elaine?
Dwayne.
Mitchell?
Dwayne.
So Peyton St. James, who plays Gloria, she was the first person other than ourselves who committed to acting in the film. We sent her the script and we got a text message that she's like, I'm like 9 pages in, I'm in. Like, whatever you want from me, I want to do this. And we felt bad because Gloria Hole was like described as like sad, tired, depressing drag queen. We're like, don't want to be pointing fingers, but would you be willing?
Yeah, that's a delicate ask.
Why don't you dance to my
Mike, do you want to talk about Jackie?
Sure. Am I getting choppy? My internet's a little bad over here. Can you hear me okay? Cool. So this song, my friend from high school, her name's Jackie Camel. She's a very talented musician. She wrote this song for our Indiegogo like mock trailer. There's this beautiful like piano ballad that she wrote after she read the script, and yeah, it's just really, really magnificent. She wrote it in like one sitting.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish it was on Spotify. She's on Spotify. If you want to listen to the song in full, it's on her SoundCloud. Yeah, Jackie Camel. I can write it in the chat.
Yeah, if you put it in the chat, I can put it on the comment.
Fuck this.
Oh, Pop's been good to me today.
We had to send to Brandon to rehab after that.
Can you fucking die?
The DARE program failed me.
Yeah, we're like, enough method acting, enough cocaine and whiskey, Brandon.
Oh yeah, we've been through this. The people want something new, not some old number you yanked out of your fucking sarcophagus. Come on.
You remember when I first got here? Remember I was all young, dumb, and full of cum.
Fun fact, the poster behind her is Kitty Litter, the character that Gloria Hole was inspired and written after.
I have heard of Kitty Litter before. Yes.
That monster was my old boss.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
no one's fucking listening.
I'll change it up.
What are you gonna do?
I'll do a modern number. Some on the radio. Some people know. Just give me a fucking Saturday night.
No.
Look, Audrey Harper won't be performing this Saturday at the Mask for Mask ball. She's under house arrest for a decent exposure again. Pretends to be shocked. Anyways, you can take her slot. But let me tell you something. If you come in there and shit on my party, I'm gonna shit on you. That means no more Saturday nights, no more Tuesday nights, and you can say sayonara to those comp rings because you know you haven't paid me a goddamn dollar in fucking years.
Another Maya Angelou poem.
Yes, Mr. Fingers.
Why don't you get yourself a new wig? That one looks like a goddamn cum rag.
Those white nails.
Yeah.
I love them.
Gosh, I know you love that outfit.
That outfit is amazing.
Oh, she would show up with
Yeah,
like 3
yeah.
suitcases and be like, I have about 4 ball gowns. And we're like, we trust you. And then she would walk out in something like that. We're like,
That's amazing.
Look like somebody from the Curtain Challenge and like that Drag Race season 1.
But
Or
she's
season
just
2.
such a good actor. Like,
Oh, she's so good.
yeah, we've gone to see her in quite a few plays around town. She's just brilliant.
Fun fact, because we did learn this through filming, like those giant earrings that drag queens wear, they all super glue them to their faces.
Yes.
Like we didn't like, and now like we started noticing, you see a little burn patch on the drag queens.
That's interesting. I did not know that.
As an aside, all of 2019 and the very, very beginning of 2020, I did drag.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that was one of the only things that I could not bring myself to do was super glue jewelry to my body. And my friend Ethan that I was talking about a minute ago was my co-host, and he's a really, really good drag queen, and he just put it right on, and it just, and he'd hold it there for a minute and then go out, and I'd just be like, damn. And then at the end of the night, just pulls it down. Like, oh,
that's terrifying.
What was your drag name and what happened? Why are we not doing drags?
My drag name is Darla Dane.
Oh,
Darla.
Yeah. And the main reason that I'm not doing drag is just because it's so goddamn expensive and it's so painful. Honestly, I probably would have done a little bit more had the pandemic not hit when it did, because we had another show scheduled in March, I think it was. But of course, all of those got canceled. But we were doing every other month, and we were pulling big crowds. And the cool thing for me is most people in Austin knew me as just a blues and soul singer. They had no idea that I was even interested in drag. So it was really fun for me to come out and just really show off. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Now, when you were writing this movie, did you write these parts for yourselves, or did you know early on you were playing these roles, or did you sort of fall into them?
We sort of just fell into them, right, guys? Like with the exception of Dwayne Wayne. I mean, at least in regards to like Chris, myself, Brandon, when we were like doing our readers theater, like around the kitchen table, it was like, Chris, you have to play Brian. Like you just have to, and
Right.
that's kind of how it went. As Chris said, Gloria Hole is based on kitty litter, and from Chris's own personal experience, kitty litter can't remember like a line to save her life, and then she moved, so we got her best friend to play her instead.
I had to help her film a commercial for the Real Bingo that was also based off, and I'm like, we love a kitty litter. She is kitty litter. She can't perform as kitty litter.
Oh man. Well, let's take a minute. Speaking of showing off, we would like to show off a brand new trailer for our Patreon members who are watching live tonight or anytime between now and Monday. You're going to get to see this before anybody else. And then for the folks that are watching this on Halloween, this is the season 2 trailer for Demon Doctor that we know you've all been asking us about. Joshua has been very hard at work at editing it all together. Finally getting all the shots done, right?
Right? Everything is, we have a few more exterior location settings jobs to do.
And I'm already into the beginnings of sound design, and then we'll of course score it as well. But we wanted to give a little Halloween treat, and we'll tell you more about our plans for Demon Doctor real soon. Let's go.
Never before seen.
Never before seen. That's right.
My virgin eyes.
Yeah. So we're gonna go
virgin nothing.
We're gonna go full screen on this. Let's see if I can pull that off here. Oh, there it is. Boom. Okay. Stand by.
Hello? Somebody there? Hey. Who are you?
Harvest?
Yes, this symbol is on every single victim.
So it's vengeance you seek, then?
Nothing about this is fine!
People don't just randomly kill. There has to be a pattern here.
I screwed up big time!
I can't find an answer about the scissor slasher, and I can't find an answer about what I am.
That was not my turn.
I trust you.
This is terrifying. But fun?
Right. Okay, so maybe I embellish a thing or two on immortality.
With love as well as with magic. There is always a price.
I'm very much looking forward to it.
And we're very much looking forward to it.
That's awesome.
No lie, that had like most of my interests in one. I have to be honest.
That's the goal, is to solve Into Canon to 1 minute and 10 seconds. So
You piqued my interest in that first moment.
That is a brand new actor to the Crooniverse. He's never been in anything else that Joshua has written or shot. There are several people actually that are new to the Crooniverse in season 2 of Demon Doctor. So very, very excited about it. I had so much fun, just like the little bit of sound design that's at the beginning of this. It just really kind of wet my whistle again of getting in that mode. Because, and my husband, who's not here right now, but could attest to this, when I really get into that sound design and audio mixing and all of that, you know, most of the time I just have it on a loop. So I can just listen to it and hear it and then change it and listen to it and hear it. And so by the time that it comes out, he doesn't even want to watch it because he knows all the lines by heart because I've been using these speakers over here. Maybe one day I'll have a separate studio from the house. But thanks to all of our Patreon members who are making the Demon Doctor Season 2 possible. Don't forget, if you would like to become a member of our Patreon and help us become superstar creators, you can just head over to patreon.com/sidekick productions. And we are always taking Venmo and PayPal and Cash App. So feel free to load it up over there.
And don't forget, if you want to watch season 1 of Demon Doctor, which is still quietly available, you can watch that on our YouTube channel. All of our first season and our Yule episode that we made during quarantine.
That's right.
Exciting stuff.
And you can head over to Instagram and follow Demon Doctor the series there or on Twitter. And you can get your own Demon Doctor shirts, just like that, over at sidekickproductions.com.
And other ones as well. And as we said, cell phone case.
That's right. That's right.
Hello, welcome back to Bear World Magazine News with your host, me, Bryce Quartz. Today we're going to be talking about all the exciting articles that we have coming out next month on Bear World Magazine. And now I have a sneak peek of the next cover for you all. There are no secrets this time. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys right now who's on the cover for next month. On the cover of Bear World Magazine for November 2022, we have celebrity chef and baker Gavin Knox from Food Network's Great Chocolate Showdown, where he will be giving us an exclusive dessert recipe for all of us to make this holiday season. Why don't you guys just take a look at this cover right here? Just look at it. Would you just look at it? Look at that cover. Like, oh my God, our design team, would you just look at it? Wow, it's so pretty. I don't know if you guys also see on the cover, but this month I'll also be talking to Tyler about his latest debut single, Bye. This artist is from Boston, but now he lives in New York City. I'm telling you guys, this pop song is something that's going to get stuck in your head. It's an earworm. I also got to interview him on my Growler Live show a couple weeks ago. So you definitely want to go read the article and the interview that's coming out next month in November. It's definitely a track you want to check out. We got an exclusive interview with Tyler. You're going to want to stick around for it. Our very own John Hernandez was recently in Puerto Rico for the inaugural Berry Boricua, which looks absolutely amazing. So we actually have an article coming out with all the hot photos of all the hot bears that were partying down in San Juan. It's something you definitely want to check out. The pictures are really hot, so you better check that out next month, okay? World Bear Weekend recently just took place this past September, so we're actually going to be interviewing all the title holders from that weekend. This month, we have the World Bear Cub, Alika Kiowekane. He's literally so adorable. I love him. I've got the chance to meet him. He's so sweet. And I did see a lot of the photos from his win, from whenever he did the pageant. And it's absolutely awesome. All the things that he did are amazing. You guys are definitely going to want to check out this article and this exclusive interview. It's something you don't want to miss next month as well. Our editor Kyle also had the chance to catch up with the amazing duo that hosts the podcast, Black, Fat, and Finn. It's another interview that you're definitely not going to want to miss, and it's a podcast you guys should definitely check out. That's all the news I have for today. The cover comes out on November 7th, so be on the lookout for that. Make sure you go to barrelmag.com so you can keep up to date with everything. You can sign up for the email list. There's so many more articles that I didn't mention today that are also going to be coming out next month, so it's something you definitely want to keep up with. I did some exclusive interviews. There's some more exclusive interviews. It's a fun time at Bear World Magazine every single week, so be sure you go sign up so you can get your weekly Wolf Report and keep up to date with what we're doing next. I hope to catch you all next month for the Bear World Magazine news segment, and I'm your host, Bryce Quartz. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @RealBryceQuartz. I will put that here, right here, somewhere, right here. I also make music. You can go listen to it. I do all kinds of things, so see you guys next month.
We're not that Halloween-y here at our house here. Josh kind of always has Halloween on his door.
I have Halloween everywhere. I just have props. My entire apartment's props and costumes. So,
That's true. This is not a lie.
There's a severed head and a fairy princess right next to each other. So
That's literally Brandon's house. We have like the weirdest array of decorations, and I live with Brandon and Ryan. Ryan plays the pup and was our sound guy. And it's just like we have like weird saint candles, and there's the photo of like the Last Supper, but then we also have like a macrame owl. It's like
Nice.
a good hodgepodge of culture.
Nice. Well, we're going to get into this last scene here, and we want to remind folks. I don't think we've said actually even once. We want to remind folks where they can see this, so they can definitely see it on Amazon Prime, because that's how we're watching it right now. So this is available to stream immediately on Amazon Prime. Where else can they see it?
Yeah, it's also on Shudder, Tubi. It's basically everywhere. If you just search, it'll probably come up. But if you have a Shudder subscription, obviously you can watch it for free, and then Tubi free with ads, I think, are the two easiest ways.
It just popped up on my cable box before I jumped on.
Nice.
That's awesome. It's not Chris in the private chat saying Walmart $5 bins. Listen, the Pornhub thing is funny too, Chris, because that I could see that actually just living on its own. That would be really funny. Okay, let's get this last scene in here back into there. Okay.
This is also in our garage.
Nice.
That's also one of the saint candles that Mike was talking about, but it has a blank on it from Strangers with Candy.
I love Strangers with Candy.
It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
It really is.
We have a couple references to Strangers with Candy in the movie.
I almost see her.
Where did you get that cigarette case?
That's a funny story. How do you explain this story? So Kitty Litter had stolen it from some giant mansion party in P-Town.
Yeah. And I think Peyton got her as like a Christmas gift, right?
It like fell into her purse.
I think she said she gave it to that. Peyton said that Kitty gave it to her when she was retiring from drag.
I think the statute of limitations is over for that crime, so I think we can be pretty open about it.
That's 2 nights in a row, 2 episodes in a row. We've talked about statute of limitations.
It's like a 40-year-old crime.
So the idea of doing like a Bathory youth thing, that was like an early kind of concept where like Mike kind of like came in and we really wanted to like do something a little supernatural. I love this scene. I love it so much.
Great.
This is such a super fun song. Brandon, do you want to mention that?
Yeah, so I'll give this short version of the story. So Boy Hearts originally was into a song for us, and lots of happened between like the record label, yada yada yada. So they ended up working out. So they ended up giving us a song for the beginning of the movie. So we still needed a song for this scene. So my friend Max, he's in a few bands. He's in a band called Math the Band. He's in another band called Doll Spirit Vessel. So he's like a musical prodigy, and he wrote this song for the scene.
You're going off safety.
Transport. It also involves a French hitchhiker who sang the lyrics for him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mike is selling Law and Order SVU.
Totally.
I know. All I was thinking was tired stapler. I don't know how to hold a gun. It's the most awkward thing ever. I don't know. I've never gone to a shooting range.
It totally reminds me of the Silence of the Lambs scene.
Yeah.
Emerged nitty nothing.
That's Kelly Square.
That's not her real body.
Kelly's like, is this outfit too much? I'm like, I don't know, Kelly, you're pretty much naked, but
yeah, go for it.
I'm here for it.
So we had Victoria Elizabeth Black do like our throat slit and like the big dick cutting and a big finale, and then we partnered with Scott C. Miller, who is a pretty awesome queer special effects artist who kind of helped kind of craft the gore that's gonna come up.
It's great. Come through, showgirls. Yes, Naomi.
Flip-flops.
The flip-flops always get me.
Yeah, that cracks me up.
It hurts every time.
My heart always breaks for Mike's character in the scene.
Totally.
The scene originally could be a lot more grotesque, but it involved a lot more special effects work. But yeah.
And it was also like deep November, and we were on like the 3rd floor of a historic building with no heat, and literally we only had that UV blue light.
It works out really good though because of the way the blood looks. It's really great.
Yeah, we have a lot of black blood in this that I'm like I always dug.
Are you familiar with the drag queen Christine?
Yeah. Filthy.
That outfit and that whole thing right there, very, very Christine.
Didn't Trad travel with her? Like,
Trad band played with her. So the guy in the Glory Hole scene, he's in a band called Nasty Band for Roddy Bottom from Faith No More is in it.
Oh, yeah.
They played with Christine. I was backstage with them, and she forgot lube for her butt plug and balloons. We all got to spit on the butt plug.
That's Christine.
Awesome.
These bachelorettes are such, like, stewards of the film and the project. We love them.
The irony is I'm going to a bachelorette party with all of them next week.
That's hilarious.
But it's at a haunted castle, and you'll see Katerina. She's in the film too. She's getting married, so it's kind of funny. She's doing our costume design for Saint Drogo too. You'll see her in a second.
We also filmed this whole scene with the music video in full as a real music video with clips from the movie.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, we should probably mention that the original cut of our film is like 4 hours long.
Wow.
Nakia's been harassing me because ours is 2 hours and 15 minutes right now.
Yeah, I love a long movie, but I feel like I'm alone on that.
Yeah, I'm good for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I'm starting to like.
That's Complete Destruction. She's a local talent. She's amazing.
Nice.
She's also could be in Saint Drogo as well too. Same with good at fitness, but out of drag.
Oh wow.
And Peyton St. James.
Yeah, oh yeah. And Wayne.
And Brandon. And Mike.
I'm actually in drag in the next movie.
Ashy Simpson.
Yes, she's back.
And that's Nitty Nothing. That's Jacqueline Demara.
My name is Rosebud Yancey, and I'm the mayor of this whole fucking joint. 4 more years. That's right.
4 more years.
4 more years and 4 more years after that, motherfuckers. Are y'all having a great time? Even despite that
I am.
goddamn vampire out there? Anyways,
That's underneath our deck in our backyard.
That's some movie magic right
it's kind
there.
of a cross between Went to the Oldies and 9 to 5. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Janet Fetner!
So his bride to be is one getting married next week.
That's crazy.
Your timing.
She's so much prettier than me. It's not fair.
You're fat, you're fat, you're fat, and you're fat.
They feel tight. Make a play with them. 2 lefties, but you can buy me. Kick my heels up to the sky. My shoes are cheap, my feet are enormous. Other than that, I'm just
Death Drop gorgeous.
I love it. This is one of my favorite scenes.
So good. Hello, sanitary.
You have to
Yeah.
a couple of drag queens.
I feel like this kill was always like a really early concept for the movie.
I love how like half the girls freaked out and half of them thought they were in Blade.
Unfortunately, they like filming took longer than that, like than we anticipated, and all of those all of these ladies were drinking at the bar, like pretending to be a real bachelorette party. So that by the time that they were ready, like we were ready for them, they were shit faced. Especially that blonde.
And this is just such a fun song that's being performed. It's a couple of a local artist they're from Rhode Island, but they moved to New York. It's Marilyn and Eli perform as Human Beast.
Yeah, I love this song.
Yeah. Their last album is really, really good too. The Redeemer, it's excellent.
Wasted.
They are beyond wasted, and I love it.
Nakia, you mentioned like just passion for like sound. The transitions in this scene where like it just gets really like almost underwater and fading in. I really dug what they like our sound people did with this. It always stands out to me.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the Scream Queen documentary that Roman and Tyler did, it's excellent. They're two of the best guys out there. They're just really big supports of queer horror. Just really good people overall. So I highly recommend checking out anything they're working on. Follow them on social media. They're just good dudes.
It's funny. I've seen this so many times, and like sometimes I do just kind of like zone out. I'm like, all right, let's just finish it up again.
We know how that feels. We know that. And again, especially once you get into the post stuff, it's just over and over and over again. And you mentioned that your first cut was about 4 hours long. And it's true. I mean, it is especially when you're what we discovered, we just made, our first feature, we're making it right now. And we really discovered, that we got most of it in the 10 days that we shot. I mean, that was the majority of it, but there's still little things that we either like forgot, or really didn't get the way we wanted to, or just needed
Never
something else.
forgot. I don't forget things. We need to do them again or something. That's what it is. Never forgot.
That's some positive thinking right there.
Yeah.
I like it.
Were you guys working with Joe Castro?
No.
No.
Oh, I thought I saw you guys one of his things. Never mind.
No, I've never heard that name before.
We should look
Oh,
him
you
up.
did?
It sounds like so.
Yeah.
Gay special effects artist, but I thought I saw him linked on one of your posts. Maybe not.
Oh wow, no. Actually, Paul, Joshua's boyfriend, has taught himself special effects just to do all of the special effects that we have.
That's crucial.
I'm really, really good at making people say, you know what, I'm going to teach myself something to help you, that's my power. So
I love that energy.
Joshua is basically a cult leader.
Also, we'll
Ready to
be
join.
sending you tickets to Rhode Island because we have some projects for you.
Sign me up. I will be there gladly as long as it takes.
What are you doing on November 6th?
I am actually going to be coming back from Baltimore, so I could just take a train straight to Providence.
Yeah.
Deal. We'll
Joshua,
send you our information.
Joshua hasn't really made a big deal about it lately and said much about it, but he was awarded a very special award at the Baltimore Web Fest.
The Baltimore one, yeah.
Yeah, and what's the exact title?
In 2020, when all the web fests were online, of course. This was our virtual festivals. They did. So in 2020, we won the Baltimore Web Fest John Waters Award for most unique voice.
Awesome.
So that is really exciting. So I'm actually going to the Baltimore Web Fest in 2 weeks, and I get to actually pick up the physical copy of it from 2020. So I'm really excited.
That's awesome.
Congratulations. That's huge.
Yeah, and then just a few weeks ago at New Jersey Web Fest, he won the Don't Wait Create award.
Mostly because I don't stop creating. So
it's true.
I need more people to do that.
And speaking of creating, though, you all have a new movie coming out. You've been talking about it, St. Drogo.
Yes. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so during COVID, we just wanted to try to streamline a more minimal film than Death Drop Gorgeous, and kind of created a smaller script with a smaller crew. We shot the majority of it in the wintertime in Provincetown with a crew of kind of wavering between 5 and 6, sometimes 7, but just tried to keep it outside, keep it COVID safe. We're still kind of putting the finishing touches on it because some of the later scenes in the film we're going to require a full cast and crews. We're kind of waiting for COVID to subside a little bit. So now Yep. So now we're doing all the special effects stuff. So we have probably about 3.5 shooting days left that we hope to wrap up by the end of December. The movie's being edited as we go. So I'd say 85% of it is edited. So once these scenes are done, pop them in, do some sound stuff, then hand it over to Roman to do some fine tuning. And Chris Barnes, who does the project called Gem Club, is going to be scoring it. So it'll be a
cool.
Yeah.
What I've really enjoyed, I didn't get a chance to watch your film because I couldn't find it anywhere until it came on Prime, I think earlier this year, maybe. So I had what I've really enjoyed secretly is just watching and now hearing how you do St. Drogo, watching how sort of what we're doing is sort of kind of complements one another, because I'm working on the new script for my next feature right now, which is going to be a smaller feature focused on a more intimate cast and less large events and everything. But what I really love about our first feature is how many themes are very similar to what you're working with in Death Drop Gorgeous. We do it very differently, obviously. We're not doing, it's not so much a slasher as it is more of a morality horror tale. But the idea of aging and aging in the queer population is a huge part of our future. I mean, call it a taste of youth. So I mean, it's not a surprise or spoilers to anybody in the audience watching. And then your film obviously has dealt with that a lot as well. So it's just been it's really interesting for me to see how a lot of independent queer filmmakers are touching on similar interests. And what I love is that we're not doing horror films about AIDS, or we're not doing horror films about coming out or things like that, which you would think from typical or from queer horror, that's what they would be in the mainstream. So we're doing things that are unique to our and more authentic to our voices, I think. So.
Yeah. That's I feel like the stuff that we're doing is more geared towards outsider gays and outsider queer people. I think that's kind of the realm that we're in, and I think we're touching on stuff that you know, like we mention this all the time, that sometimes our villains are within our community, and that's even more disturbing sometimes.
It is. Recently, Joshua became a published author as part of an anthology that's all about queer villains, queer characters that are not good people.
What's this anthology?
It's called Queer, the Book of Queer Saints. Mae Murray is somebody who is a very talented horror author, and she put together a queer anthology, an anthology of queer horror characters where all the stories are about villains who happen to be queer. And because she was tired of the idea that we can only have safe queer characters or characters who are saints and good people, and not having queer characters be the full gamut of what people are, which is good, bad, and everything in between. So
I'm already sold. I'm buying it now. Actually,
It's
I'm
really
not
good.
lying.
Yeah,
It's
we're
really
really
good.
big
right in
readers.
the middle
So.
of the book that's really good, I think. But that's just not even there. But.
I love it, and kind of what you were just saying, Nakia, about like looking for, like both of you, like looking for more nuanced, different stories. I think that's what folks are thirsty for. It's that the queerer we become as a community, like the idea is that these stories should become more nuanced, more diverse, more unique, but ultimately resonate with us as a community. And the more niche these books are getting, like to be like, I can find an entire book that's just about queer villains as like redemptive. I love it.
Yeah. Well, we really appreciate you guys coming on and sharing the movie with us. We want to remind people that you can get this just about anywhere. I actually just subscribed to Shudder today. So it's available on Shudder. It's on Amazon Prime. It's on Tubi. You can get it pretty much anywhere. Death Drop Gorgeous. So much fun and so gory. At the same time, I really, really, really enjoyed having you guys on. I want to just pull up this. I keep looking down and I can see the last frame that we stopped on is this of and it just looks like, man,
That's my everyday at work face.
The fuck.
So good. Well, thank you again for coming on the show, and to our fans that watching live tonight, thank you, and to our fans watching on Halloween, happy Halloween. Have a lot of fun. Be safe out there. Hope you enjoyed the show, and hope you enjoyed getting a sneak peek at Demon Doctor Season 2. We'll be filling you in on much, much more than that about that coming up soon.
It looks awesome.
We're really excited about it. So thank you so much. And don't rush off. We'll give you a proper goodbye after the outro.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, folks.
Happy Halloween.
And that's the tea.